Thank you. No, what's that? Come on in. We have Ann and Bob. Emigh. Hi, how are you? Very nice to meet you. Hello, come on in.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure. No problem.
This is great. Thank you.
Now, Logan, there's a backstory to this.
Yeah.
And part of the backstory is that Mr. Emigh here used to be my AYSO coach when I was a mere little toddler and we played.
Wow.
They called it soccer, but it was more like basketball, I think.
No,
But,
you were much better.
No,
We're getting
wow.
pretty good, yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
I won't ask what year that was because I don't put anyone on the spot. That's great. So, alumni couple.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at that.
I went through in 2001 and had such a fabulous experience. I told Bob I thought he would enjoy it. So he went through in the class of 2003 and I was the program chair for 2003.
That's
so
right.
I got to
So we
kinda
went to all
watch.
the meetings together.
Yeah.
So, any magic on the mountain? Don't answer that. You know what?
Follow the rules.
What happens on the mountain stays on the
Oh,
mountain.
yeah,
That's,
okay.
yeah.
Plus-
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So good for you. And then you own dental. Is that right? Can you tell
Well,
us-
not anymore, but
Okay.
yeah, we started dental practice 45 years ago, and my middle son, my youngest son, our middle son and youngest son, now own the practice. They're dentists.
Oh, that's great.
So Ann and I work for them.
I'm a hygienist, though, so
That's
yeah.
great. Okay. And then what inspired you? And then I guess same question to join the program.
I just wanted to increase my horizons, and I had a friend or two that had gone through, and so I joined for that reason, just for enrichment. I grew up in the area, so I thought I knew everything about Long Beach, but I learned so much about the whole city and how it works, and I met leaders all across the board, in different areas that I had never, worked with, and that was so just eye-opening and helpful. And then the other thing that was the big takeaway for me is I never really saw myself as a leader. I always just pitched in where I could see we needed to do something, like whether it was at the office or at church or in PTA or in whatever I was involved in, whatever. I could do, but then I learned you don't have to be the boss, standing up in front. You can lead from behind. You can be a cheerleader type of a person. You get an idea and you run with it, and that was just wow. Okay, so I have done many things I never ever would have done had I not been a part of Leadership Long Beach. I would not have taken on half of the. Sure, I should blame you, shouldn't I? I wouldn't have taken on half of the projects that I've done since then. So.
Yeah, and that's something that I think the word I use a lot, which I haven't heard very much today, is it's very empowering. It's an empowering program in the sense that, like yourself, it's not a word that I would apply to myself either. The idea of I am a leader. You even if you think you're particularly skilled at a particular job or industry, it's still not a word that you point at yourself, because somewhere in your head, at least for me, those are politicians or educators, but that was my first and biggest takeaway from the program is, my gosh, I have a voice, and it helped me develop my voice and sort of develop, those principles. Let me ask you this: so when you went through the program, you two were already together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You made the investment,
Yes.
both fiscally, but really the time.
Yes.
And then the class and the project and everything else.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, you felt that even though now your household had that experience, that he should go through the program as well. And I'm just curious, what was it that made you feel, you know what, just half of us isn't even enough. We need both of us to go through this. And I'm just curious.
Because I think it's a personal takeaway, and so for me it was very personal,
Sure.
and certainly I shared with people what I went through. But I thought he would
It
grow.
was really what I wanted to do. It wasn't, Ann didn't push
I
on.
didn't hold a knife to
but,
his neck.
But I went through a year of it with her, and I found
Yeah.
it fascinating.
Yeah.
And I was not raised in Long Beach, so I was from San Gabriel Valley. So I really look forward to learning about Long Beach.
Sure.
And it's not leadership skills that I was looking for, but I really appreciate the ethics of leadership that were taught and qualities you should have. So.
Well, let me ask you this: as someone that was home, you come home after that long day and exuberant with the experience. I went on a ride along and I did this. We went to this museum, and you would hear all of it. I'm sure she told you nothing about the mountain. That's okay. But can you recall anything specifically that you experienced that either at the moment or in retrospect you thought, this could have never have been explained to me without my experiencing it, or this experience could have never been narrated to me in such a way that I now, having had experienced it, it changed my life and has helped form kind of my next step moving forward?
Well, I can tell you when Anne was going through it, it was, getting together after her days, and people. I developed a lot of friends in her class, just like she has a lot of friends from my class.
Sure.
And so it was not, anything earth-shattering. I just knew I wanted to do that.
Sure. But you had your own amazing magical experiences up there and through the year. Now, what was your project?
Coming up with a new logo for the city of Long Beach, and it didn't do well.
But you tried.
Yeah.
And what was yours?
Ours was we had a reading fair at a downtown Long Beach school, so we collected books in that, and then I actually painted an oil painting for their library called Read, Dream, Do, and it's still there. It's in the
Is that the international?
International School. It's in the library of the International School. Anyway, it was a great project. We had a lot of families turn out and get books, and it was wonderful. And we did face painting. It was just really a fun day.
Is there a roster? Forgive me for not knowing this. Is there a roster of all the projects that people can go, like a map of this is all the different places?
We've had over 125 projects. This year's class had 5 amazing projects,
amazing.
And it's been a great legacy. I think some of them. The mural inside City Hall.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do with that.
Well, and the bridge, every time it would
sure.
across the water.
The lights. I
Yeah.
tell people that was one of our projects. Not ours.
I love that.
But again, it's the process. It's the
It's a
process.
process.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And to that end, do these logos exist anywhere?
No.
I'd love to see them.
But afterwards, I can tell you who to contact.
Okay, so you know where they are. Let me ask you one last question, which I think really sums it all together. From what I understand, years and years later, with everything else you got going on, you're both very active with Leadership Long Beach. Why? Tell us, what it is that keeps you coming back and supporting it, and here you are talking to me.
Well, I love what it did for me, and it just changed my whole outlook on things. And I want other people to be able to get that same experience and feeling. I know I would not have done a lot of the things that I have done since Leadership Long Beach class. And so, I think I've helped in the community, and if all the people going through take that away and they help in the community, that's
Sure.
the best. It's just the best outcome. So that's my passion with it. I'm on the honorary board, and I just sit and listen mostly to all these really great people and hear what they're doing, and every once in a while I weigh in on something. But I love it. I love my involvement with it.
And if you love the city of Long Beach, then
I
you care
love
about
it.
its future.
That's right.
And if the future is to have leaders, you want them to be as empowered and connected
That's
as they
right.
could be. So
That is right.
That's great. Now, what about you?
I think that it's a great organization
Absolutely.
for developing people. I know I was on the selection committee quite a few years, and when we first started doing it, a lot of the members of the committee thought we should be, picking leaders that already had leadership positions in the city and all that. And then I thought it was more the young people that are going to be moving up, and there's several others did too. And so I think we probably have a much younger classes than now
have
than
had
we used to. Yeah, so
Merging.
The mix. Yeah.
emerging
Real
leaders.
nice.
Very cool. Like all the best live events, we've gone overtime. That's how you know you've got a good thing going. So I'm going to leave it to you to make the last entry to the community of alumni who are watching. Give them one last, throw a message out. Why do we want them to not just continue to champion Leadership Long Beach verbally? You're sharing the video, you're doing everything you can to make sure people know about the program, but we need your fiscal support. Tell them why.
Well, Leadership Long Beach, if you contribute to Leadership Long Beach, you're contributing to the whole city, and the best way to contribute, because you're contributing to leaders that can go out and do projects that will make a difference, and really effective leaders to make a difference all across the city. So I think it's the best investment you can make in your community.
And we believe for a long time in donating, and I think it was CJ that said, $1,000, but we'll take whatever.
There you go. That's closing words. $1,000 would take forever. I'm going to give it back to Jeff Williams, your wonderful executive director. Thank you so very much.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you.